Well then, it's nice of you all to drop by. I want to start by welcoming you to a new series I am titling AoM Fundamentals, where I'm going to take you guys through the different ranks of Extended Edition, using some rules which will help you become more solid Age Mythology players. There's a lot of I want to say misinformation about how strategy works in this game and how certain things are really strong, certain things aren't really strong. But when it comes down to it, RTS, every single one, have these fundamental rules apply, and if you follow them, you will win games. So I would love to start off with these rules. All right. So the first rule we've got is about upgrades. Okay. Too often do you 1600 lads and ladettes, even up to 2k plus, misunderstand where to allocate your resources and why you're allocating your resources where they're going. So first thing to know is in this fundamentals AoM series, everything I say has exceptions. However, we want to build good fundamentals so that you can then know when to break them later. So the first fundamental is upgrades. Our economic upgrades are paramount. You will never want to get a different upgrade if you have upgrades to get for your economy. The only time, I'm not going to go too much into when not to, so we're just going to explain it as we go. So economy is the most important. Secondly, your line upgrades. They follow after economy. These upgrades are your medium infantry or your medium archers. You get them after your economy upgrades, not before. And finally, we have our armory upgrades. Now, what I want to say here is, in essence, we're going to make a small caveat here that this is actually going to be our age before armory. We're going to attempt to make armory come in last on the entire thing. We're going to wait for that because we're going to have the economy to pump it out because we're going to be that far in front of our opponents every single game. The line upgrades, we're going to try to get that to happen before our age upgrades every single game. And then we're going to try and get the armory upgrades after that. 2. This is the fundamental which I see applied the worst and for some reason doesn't get taught or get talked about at all. But we want to avoid fights that we're going to lose. If we're going to lose a fight, or if we're unsure about the fight, do not take the fight. If you have no idea what's going on, just retreat back, find yourself in a better position which you're more comfortable with, in your base, underneath tower fire. You're not going to lose a game like that. Next, fundamental. We need to identify the weaknesses in our base and in our game that we're playing. So some such weaknesses might be, I don't have access to food. There's no food. How am I going to deal with that? Next weakness might be like, where's my gold mine? How do I get my second gold mine? And once we've identified these weaknesses, we need to act and make sure that we're not going to lose in those moments. So we'll go over that more later when we're playing. The next fundamental, this is something which is definitely a breakable fundamental, but as we're trying to go up, we're not going to be attempting to break these. We're just going to be playing nice and solidly and using these fundamentals in order to win games. And this is going to be, we're only allowed one town center more than our opponent, right? No more than one town center more than our opponent at any given time. The reasons for this is it's gonna mean that your opponent can then hit timings on you that you're not going to be able to defend. And that's the whole aim of this fundamentals thing, is that we want to be able to defend everything that our opponent hits us with. Okay? One town center more only. If you're going to grab more town centers than that, you need to be age 4. Well, age 4 is until age 4. If we get to age 4, that's when we can start taking the advantages. And finally, the last fundamental is no cheese. You're not going to get better if you're going to be cheesing your opponents, so let's not bother with it. Sound good? We'll go over it one more time. Upgrades. The list of upgrades goes economic upgrades. That's hand axe. That's bowsaw. That's carpenters, etc. Then we get line upgrades. That's medium infantry, medium toxotes, heavy chariots, etc. Then we want to age. Then we want to get our armory upgrades. That's the list. That's how we're doing it. Second, we want to avoid fights where we are unsure if we're going to win or not. If our opponent wants to keep fighting us, we can take those fights. But we're not going to force the issue if we're unsure. Then we've got to identify our weaknesses and act on them. If we've got a weak gold mine, if we need a second gold mine, we're going to put something there. We're going to build some stuff. We're going to make sure it's safe. 4, one town center more only until we hit the age 4. So if our opponent's on 2 town centers, we can go to 3 town centers. If our opponent's on 1 town center, we can go to 2 town centers. Doesn't mean we have to. We can. Especially because we have to be judging this one, identify our weaknesses. There's a weakness there that we have to fix. We can't get this town center. You have to understand that. And finally, no cheese. This means things like tower rushing, things like all-in rushes, like Chronos rushing. We're not allowed to do that. Those are not going to get us much better. We can focus on that once we got these fundamentals down, because the problem with cheese is that what happens if the cheese works, but only to a certain degree? You need to know how to then win the games after that. So there's no point in cheesing until you've got the fundamentals down. So nothing changes on Anatolia. We're still going to be attempting to do this as best as we possibly can. We're even gonna. We just have to have a little bit of build order shenanigans here. Nothing too crazy. Come over onto the water. Dock comes down, getting our fishing ship. This is almost like we're getting our second town center, but we know our opponent should be doing the same. We come over onto the gold. We're going to be trying to get out a lot of fishing ships and trying to be very, very solid. No cheese, so we're not going to rush him. We're going to get 2 docks up and get all the fishing ships out. Playing solid. On both sides. And we'll be good to go. The good thing about Thor on these maps is it's very easy to make these booms happen. And that's the essential point about this series. It's all about booming. We want to have a lot of success with that. So we've already got a good amount of fishing ship out. You can see how much wood we've got. Grabbing our goats when we can. Sending them home. We've got almost...
Ég vil.
We can just keep building dwarves. We don't care. Dwarves are villagers just as much as gatherers are.
Tilbúin. Skipan. Já. Skipan.
Skipan,
Move them
timbursveit,
over to this one.
timbursveit,
Ég vil. Skipan. Já.
And we're going to put this dock down here.
Ég vil.
Now we're getting more...
Já.
Now we're getting more
Yeah.
fishing ships. Ready for more fishing ships.
Já. Samþykkt. Hver þar?
We do have to be very aware that we're going to have to build an ox cart.
Skipan.
Check down here. I'm pretty sure there's no fish there, so that's fine. We come back. We need to get our houses.
Já. Hver þar? Ég vil.
Never forgetting to build houses. That's the big important thing. And now we can start
Skipan.
getting all of these fishing ships out up the top side of the map.
Já.
This house comes up. We come home. Ready to build our temple. We get 9 fishing ships over that side. So we can start auto queuing on this top side. Better get this ox cart out. Come home. Build another house. Actually, we could probably just build the temple.
Skipan.
We have enough time to play with here. And we're just trying to advance to the next age. We can't get our economic upgrades in the first age here.
Hver þar?
So it's an auto map, a little bit different, but still, we will try and get all of the economic upgrades as fast as we possibly can. Of the ones we care about. Oh, he's taken some of our fish over here. That's very rude of this guy.
Hver þar?
So we'll just check down this side and see if there's any fish down there for me.
Skipan.
It looks like he's going to take our fish, so we're going to allow him.
Já. Ég vil. Já.
And we should be able to advance now. Going to advance. Feel good about ourselves.
Já. Samþykkt.
Great! Now we can start getting these upgrades. You
Tilbúin.
get hand
Hver
axe.
þar?
You get pickaxe.
Tilbúin.
Now this side of the map seems where to be the point where my opponent is most likely going to be aggressive. So I'm going to get my second dock over there first.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
And then I can send a hearse over
Hver
here.
þar? Skipan. Ég vil. Já. Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Oh, I need to get myself a mod for this account.
Skipan.
Okay, so dock down. Immediately, we can think about getting ourselves per scene. We
Já.
can think about getting this.
Já.
And our opponent still hasn't advanced, so we have no weaknesses. So we can even get shaft mine when we get the resources for it.
Hver þar? Ég vil. Skipan. Hver þar?
No weaknesses in our game here. Oh, we found our opponent has a very aggressive temple. Let's leave. Let's prepare for that. We need to be very, very careful. Longhouse. I've got a very weak gold mine here. We didn't identify our weaknesses at the start. Hopefully we don't just lose here. Heimdall, very threatening. Let's start building some units. Come home. Let's get watchtowers up. Very, very frightened of what's going on here. Let's get more houses. We can hide these over here. Maybe even get another fishing ship. Get us started here. Now, he was Odin, so we're not that afraid of her, sir. But what we're going to do is we're going to just build the fastest possible units we can. We've got all of our economic upgrades now as well. So we are flying ahead on the economy. We're even going to throw up an armory here in an attempt to get to the next age. Everything is getting built nicely.
skipan,
Let's put some defenses here. Where's the weak point in our position? Oh, it's over here. Let's go and defend that spot there. We're building everything. He's coming over onto this location. Okay. Let's make it very, very calmly defend this. We'll send our Valkyrie over to clean that one up. Longboat's coming out.
tilbúin,
And we're off to the races
Já.
here.
ég vil
More houses, because we don't want to get housed.
tilbúin,
Tilbúin, já.
Our longboats are going to be attempting to push this back. We're going to lose a house, but
Já.
that's fine.
Tilbúin, samþykkt, samþykkt.
We should be able to deal with that iron here anytime soon.
skipan,
Now, I've got no idea what's coming for me, so I'm still worried. I'm still going to keep pumping these
Hver
units
það?
out.
Já, satt,
But
hver það?
we can get our upgrades now. We can
Skip,
get this. Okay, we're seeing his units here. We're going to run close to this and defend. And we are safe. Coming over here. This is our weak point. Let's defend. Come over here. Defend. We've got the economic advantage. We have a ton of wood though. What should we do with this wood? Let's spend some resources.
Já,
Let's consider getting some farms. Oh, we could consider getting a town center.
já,
Okay, we aren't... Well, we actually win this fight, so we can take this one.
tilbúin.
Let's consider getting a town center now.
Já,
We've got an everything. Oh, now we don't win. Now we need to run. We're going to play nice and safe underneath this dock here.
tilbúin, tilbúin.
And we can just sit here and defend. Oh, he's attacking us. Okay.
hver
We
það?
win this fight, it looks like. Look how many units he's got.
Skipan.
We win this fight.
Já, samþykkt.
Let's come over. We can get the town
Hver
center.
Já,
We can come and deny him from taking our dock down. No, he's taken my dock down already.
hver
No
það?
problems.
Já,
We'll come in and we'll
já,
rebuild the dock.
já,
These fishing ships can run back as well.
Já, skipan.
Continue over to
Já,
this location here. And we should be able to sort of win this fight here.
tilbúin,
já,
skipan,
Looks like we win fairly well because we've got the... oh, it looks like we lost the fight, so we better run.
ég vil,
Okay.
já,
We had half our army not involved.
skipan.
No good.
Samþykkt.
já, satt,
We might have to think about getting some armory upgrades now. We've got all of our technologies.
já, tilbúin,
We've got the army, we've got the economic advantage here.
Já, já.
And
Ég
we need to make sure that we're not going to lose here. So maybe we should. Let's consider getting this upgrade. Copper mail, he's got all melee units.
skipan.
Let's come and defend.
tilbúin, atrás,
He's trying to take down our other dock. But we're going to defend it.
Skipan.
We can even start building some farms now
ég vil,
in this town center because we need more food. We've got a lot of wood in the bank. Let's even grab some villages and build some farms. 1, 2, 3, 4,
ég vil, já,
5.
ég vil,
Skipan.
Make sure all our units come over here.
Já,
And he's going to kill our dock. That's very sad. Guess what?
tilbúin, já,
Docks go straight back up.
tilbúin.
skipan,
Oh, he's attacking us over here with a tower.
hver þar?
That's wild.
Skipan. Já, til
Let's keep defending. We can't stop this without sending units over there. So let's grab some of our idle military and see if we can clean that up.
Já,
We've got that dock back.
já,
Let's try and rebuild our dock over here.
skipan, tilbúin, ég vil,
tilbúin.
Okay.
Skipan.
Oh, we don't know if we win this fight, so let's retreat back here. Get the fishing ship away. And we just keep going. He is attacking us nicely. We're getting our dock back up. We've got it back up. We're up a town center. Beautiful.
já, já, satt,
Kill all these units. Come back. We can even put this fishing ship over here. Defending nicely.
skipan,
I'm getting flamed. Good.
skipan, já,
And this is how easy it is.
ég vil,
Boom, boom, boom. Now we can advance to the next age. Playing defensive, we're going to go through Skadi.
Hver er
skipan,
þar? Satt.
Hver er þar? Ég
Skipan?
vil.
Satt.
Tilbúin.
And there we go. GG. Fundamentals. All I did was defend, get my economic upgrades, and we can see in the post game here. If we look at the all resource total, I'm very significantly in front at this point. So even if he kills more units than me, which looks like he didn't because I took mostly good fights, we're going to come out in front. I thought over here I was a clear winner because I had medium infantry. I had more units than him. That's why I took it. And even if we didn't clearly win the fight, it was a victory in the end on that fight because we traded units efficiently.